Hi, my name is Kimberly Hatchett, and I've been in wealth management for over 30 years. Before wealth management, I graduated from Harvard Business School in 1991, and before that, worked in banking. And before that, was an Olympic hopeful at the University of Virginia in the 400 hurdles and high jump. My first job was at the mall, the local mall. I worked at a store called Shelley's Tall Girl Shop. Now, what's so funny about that is growing up, I have been 5'11" since I was 12 years old, and I hated it. So to have a first job at Shelley's Tall Girl Shop is very ironic that I would walk in there in the first place, and immediately they see my height and they said, "You got the job." What I learned from that job was the first 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes, the first 10 seconds a customer walks into the store, you either make the sale or you don't. You either connect with them or you don't. And if you connect with them, even if they don't need that pair of pants, they're going to buy it. If you don't connect with them, they're going to walk out of the door. So first impressions are everything. Why do first impressions matter? If I were getting a new job, having a change in life, for instance, a divorce, or just wanting to go out there and increase my social circle, when you walk into a room, you want to leave behind something for that audience. You really want your audience to say, "Wow, she was smart. Wow, she was striking." That first impression is my confidence. How I walk into that room. Did I walk into that room commanding that they pay attention to me? And what you see on the outside can also come across on what is inside. There's a lot that goes into creating this image, and there's a lot that goes into making sure that you leave a footprint. And you need to have someone that really gives you that guidance and gives you the honest to God truth. I would encourage anyone to take a workshop or an online webinar in order to really perfect that look. So how would I advise someone who is looking to change careers, looking to re-enter the job market? First thing I would do is look inside, deep inside yourself, and really define a couple things. Number one, what are you passionate about? Number two, what makes you tick? Is it a win? Is it helping someone? Is it being creative? But before you even talk about what you want to do, you must really understand who you are and really what makes you tick. I love to go through an analysis where I look at every possible opportunity. I look at every job that I could possibly be in. And then what I do is I go and I Google wealth manager and I say, okay, let me look at the top wealth managers. Are they married? Do they have kids? How old are they? How do they present? What do they have on? Do they have on something colorful? Do they have a blazer on? Do they have a headband? Are they very conservative? Do they have pearls? What does that look like? The best way to match myself up to see, okay, does this quote unquote career choice, this professional look like me? And then once I've done that, then I start researching the job and researching companies and researching the culture. And does that align with my goals in life? And then that's where you start. What does it mean to have a sense of professional presence? For me, it's so important that when a client or prospect walks out of the room, they say, "Wow, I'm in good hands. wow, she's very, very smart. Wow, she thought of things that I didn't think of. Wow, she added so much value to my situation. I had to get in the door, and I got in the door by that first impression. But once you're in the door and then you open your mouth and there's no substance there, that's a disaster. So how do I define good professional presence? Is walking out of the room and that person saying, ha, that was a lot of substance there. If I show up in a buttoned up shirt, white shirt with a blue blazer to a client that not relate to me, then I'm never going to win that business. So not only do you have to dress according to what you do, you also have to address according to your audience. So even these Zoom calls, you have to dress accordingly. Very early on, I started running track when I was 12 years old. And by the time I was 14, I knew that my dream was to compete in the Olympics. How I relate that to the success I've had in this business is it's like training for the Olympics, making sure that I'm crystal clear. So when I'm sitting in front of a client, I want to be at my peak performance. Just like running and competing and making sure that I peak for the Olympic trials, it's the same thing. When I started this business from scratch. I picked up the phone and I cold called, and I had to connect with people on a very different level. So I had 2 seconds to really make an impression on the phone. It's hard work, it's dedication, it's commitment that drives success. What advice would I give someone that is a young woman that wants to get into this industry? Number one, have complete confidence in yourself that you can do this. Because if you go at this job 50%, 60%, it's not going to work. You have got to go into this as this job like you're going into the finals of the US Olympic trials, like I'm going to win. And you've got to have that winner mentality because it comes through. You also have to have a sense of, I belong here. I deserve this seat at the table. You always have to be willing to reinvent yourself. You also have to be willing to say, you know what, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but I'll get back to you. You got to find the reasons why you've chosen this path. And if you've thought that out, then you know for sure that you belong in that seat. And if you come across with that confidence and you come across with the knowledge, and you're not afraid to ask questions, you're not afraid to say, you know what, I don't know. People are attracted to people who are authentic. They are attracted to people who are real. They are attracted to people that make them feel good, safe. If you walk out of the room and you've made your client or prospect feel that they're in good hands, that they're safe, that the person that's handling my money is confident and passionate about what they do, and it's not afraid to ask the dumb question, then you walk out a winner.